Nigga, penitentiary chances to get cash. To crash, trying to live fast. Pray shit, it don't get snagged. Niggas got life, so they families behind that thin glass.
What's up, my G's? Maya, what's up, broski? Brive. Comedy is my guy right here. I'm gonna tap you in a little bit, broski. Let me get a couple more people in real quick. You here though? What's up, broskies? Maya. Rich, what's up, bro? Yeah, you here. I see you. What's up, my G's? I'm on time today, y'all. Like, so I ain't trying to, y'all can't grind me up today. I'm on time today. Mills, what's up, bro? Forever A1. China. Yo, my G. Yeah, good. Tonight, like always. Quality, what's up, broski? Shady, what's up, broski? Leak, what's up? Let me add my guy in real quick. I am real quick. I just added you in too, bro. Yo, squad.
What's going on, man?
What's good? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You good? It's
Yeah.
like definitely like my G's. Before we start, just say your name, like mention your name.
All right, my name was Lil Kev. Everybody know around the hood, Lil Kev. My dad is Big Kev. He a trainer at Lonnie Young. Been there since '95. Actually, so he was still there for the Corona hit. He already was still down there, but I'm moving to North Carolina now, so I'm a North Carolinian.
But you're up top. You're up top guy anyway.
Oh,
You're up top guy anyway. Yeah.
Actually, raised in Mount Airy. Grew up in Somerville, down the bottom side Somerville. But yeah, so I'm always in the hood.
So give me your origins. Tell me how it was coming up though, like for you, like growing up top.
I mean, growing up, my father, I didn't really have a mom like this. I was raised by my dad. He always had me in the sports to keep me out of the streets. He always talked about, selling drugs, all that was like no go, blah, blah, blah. But always had me in the sports. So growing up, I was always a football player, football and baseball. I never liked boxing, ever. My dad was never. Like the only time I watch a fight was either it was Mike Tyson or Roy Jones. But,
right. I'm with you.
Yeah, so my dad was he's boxing in the military. He never went pro or nothing, but always boxing. So I was always in the gym with him when I was a baby. But when I turned about 8, he started training fighters down Lonnie Young. But I was playing football at Ivy Hill, and I was like, he always wanted to box. I was like, nah, I'm good. So for me, it didn't register until he started bringing little kids home. When he started bringing them kids to train at home, I started getting jealous. And I'm like, who the hell is this kid? Like, that's my dad. So next day, I was like, Dad, I go to the gym with you. And I never left.
Yeah. So how old was you when you first started?
9.
They go to the gym. 9?
9 years old.
That's heavy. So before you had your mind on football the whole time. Like you was like I'm football. That's it.
Listen, I broke records at Ivy Hill, man. I played for the Raiders too. I played for the Raiders 1 year, but I mean, anybody around there, like I play, I'm sure you know Searle is. He's a coach for the Raiders that went to Disney World, but he's my quarterback. Like, all of them would tell you, like, I was a man in football. I was just fascinating everybody, but I just didn't grow like everybody did.
So what position you play though?
Running back. I played running back and safety. Yeah, because at the Hill, all we did was hit.
Yeah. All they was doing was run the ball. You right.
All we did was hit, man. I played running back because I was faster than everybody, and running back. But
so all right, around then, right? All right, so now you say you come home, you got introduced to boxing, right? Like, how was it though? Like the transition, like, did you just drop football altogether, or was you still with it a little bit?
Basically, so when I was doing like when I first started playing football, I was doing 2 a day. So I would actually go boxing and then I would go straight to football practice. So where most of the guys my dad was training, they cut boxing out to play when during football season. They came when football was over. Me, I did both of them. So when they came back, they wondered why I was better than them at that time because I never left. But then of course after that 1 year, I was like, you know what? I box, man. I'm like, I ain't about to play football no more. I'm like, I play baseball still, but as far as football, I was done with football. I ain't so tired of getting hit. And boxing, I mean, I started realizing how good I was. Then I was like, yeah, boxing it is.
So, but all right, when you started off boxing, right? You up line and young, you boxing, right? Was your dad your full coach? Like, was he coaching you all the way?
Yeah,
all the way. Oh,
all
right. Gotcha,
but never nobody else. I mean, we had 2 other trainers down there, but like they'll put their word in, but nah, I didn't respect nobody but my dad, honestly.
But your dad, all right. So tell me, how was it like, far as like the process of the process, like of boxing, like what was your hardships like learning, like just coming from not knowing nothing in boxing to jumping into it, and what was the hardships of like even doing it, like?
Okay, so when you first start, well, for me, I'm gonna say, well, from my point of view, I've always, like I said, I was always in the gym with my dad. So being at home with him, living with him every day, I knew how to throw everything already. So I know how to do everything already. I just didn't really like it. But so when I started, it was pretty much I was just picking back up on it. So I pretty much got it quick. But as far as me starting to fight, I didn't get my first amateur fight for a year till I turned 10. Because he wanted to make sure I was ready, and I'm his son, I represent him, blah, blah, blah. But the hardest things growing up, honestly, was me working hard. My dad, he always said that he didn't want to deter me from boxing because he wanted me to like it. So he didn't want to stress me working hard and running 5 miles, blah, blah, blah. So fortunately and unfortunately, I was beating a lot of people off of my pure talent opposed to working hard. Which followed me.
So the first fight that you fought, did you win it?
Yeah. I got most entertaining fight for that night too. Most outstanding boxer for that night. Yeah, that my first fight. I thought it was shit. 10 years old, I was like, oh, I thought it was good. But I won my first 2 fights, and then I lost my 3rd fight, and I won like 15, something like straight. If I can remember. Yeah. So
that first fight, when you first walk off, when you first lead that first fight, like, did that give you like the energy, like, this is what I'm doing?
I'm nice. You're damn right. I was like, I'm nice. Because in Philly, living in Philly, there's a lot of gyms here. So a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of people talk crap. So fortunately, we used to go around different gyms, sparring. But when you first fight, I mean, you just get that feeling like, oh yeah, I'm the man now. I won. Especially at 10 years old. I think nobody can beat me. I'm the man, and I got a standing boxer. I'm the man out here. But you get your root awakening quick.
so listen, was it anybody else in the gym that you can remember that was like good, that you can say like that was like had talent too, that you can mention? Yeah. At that time,
it's a lot. Well, when I'm coming up, not that when I was 10 because I don't remember who was back then. But like, I remember Demetrius Hopkins, Bernard Hopkins' nephew. He was there. Anthony Thompson was there for a certain amount of time. Training with Ron. The other trainer, Ron, all of his sons was nice. His sons, Mike Colston, Terrell Cole, they can all fight. That's pretty much it, honestly.
But
when I was a kid.
You never fought, never even sparred with none of them.
Oh yeah, smart. We sport every day. Oh yeah,
you sport every day.
Every day. Me and Ron's sons, me and Terrell Colston, which is funny because now he's like 6'5", But we was at the same height at one point. I'm only 5'7". We was the same height at one point. But yeah, every day. That's what got us better. You know, sparring hard fights and hard, all that shit. But
so you think by being amongst them peers too, like that was an influence of you getting better too, like the people that you were around, like boxing, like sparring with, that got everybody nice. So you know, still sharp and still type thing.
Because at that point, I mean, my father was never timid about me getting in the ring with anybody. I'll get in the ring with heavyweights. I will be 106 pounds getting with guys that's 180 pounds because he trusted me. But he always, his philosophy was, if you get in the ring with somebody better than you, about the 4th or 5th time you get in the ring with him, it's going to turn around. Like, you're going to get better than them. And me personally, growing up with him, I was never a bitch. Like, whoever put me in the ring when I'm getting in the ring with, I don't care. So, but of course, I mean, of course, it's going to be times you get your ass whooped. It's going to be times you get hurt. But as long as you keep getting better, you know what I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You're gonna work all that out.
So, all right, during that process, did you and your father relationship ever like alter, like in the coaching matter, like, or like, you know, bump heads, like where it stopped feeling like a father-son relationship, where it was like more boxing? And
for me, no.
I know a lot of people.
Never. Because like I said, my dad didn't really stress the aspect of me working harder than everybody. I mean, he didn't. You know, the times where he tells us to go running. I hate to say this now, but I would go run around the corner, throw some water on me, and come back. Like, I'm done. I used to do crazy shit like that, man. Like, but you know, like he never stressed me about it. You know, I mean, there were times where he'll smack the shit out of me. Like he'll be crying and he'll smack the shit out of me. You know, if I ain't doing something, like put your hands down. Like one time, for an example, he told me to put my hands down, and he's like, yo, if you put your hands up, I'm gonna fuck you up. Look down. I was like 12 years old, and the guy I'm in the ring with was like 6 foot. So he had me in the ring, and I'm like, all right. But then I put my hands like this, like I call myself, like, okay, stop, Kev, come here. Smack this shit out of me. I'm crying, half crying, and still trying to go out there and fight, but I couldn't put my hands up. But that was of course, you as an adult, you know what he's doing that for. But I didn't understand it back then. But
you understand it back then, and then you didn't understand it. But now you look at it,
and now that's the reason why now niggas can't hit me for putting my hands down. I got to put my head, all that other bullshit. But it was me. I love my father, man. Like he made a lot of mistakes with me. I mean, especially later on in life when I turned pro. But all in all, I believe my father is one of the best trainers out there because I believe I have one of the best talents in boxing.
So, I mean, so do your father still train?
Not really, because now, unfortunately, because of COVID,
I know the corona and stuff like that. Yeah,
so before then, but not really. He started weaning himself out of it because he started losing fighters, and you know, he started losing the interest in the game and stuff like that, which happens if you've been in the fucking boxing for 30 years.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he's still here and there.
So all right. So you boxing, you still boxing, you get to your third fight, you lose that. Did that distract you, or did that deteriorate you, or did it make you work harder, like, or what? Like, how did that feel after that?
When it happened, if I can remember, I remember my dad keep telling me don't stress about it because I was always a winner in everything I did, you know, then losing that early. I was like, you know, I was more hard on myself because I thought I won, but then I didn't do enough to win. It's just, honestly, looking at him and the way he's telling me, I didn't really think I didn't even take it that hard. Okay, I'll fight him again. Then I fought him the next time and I beat him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it wasn't never that big of a deal to me. Just, all right, he beat me. I'll get him next time. Me being raised by him, like, I'm not a sore loser. Like, if I lost, he was better than me that night, then I was getting next time.
Gotcha.
Plus, boxing was a lot different when I was a kid than it is now. It was a lot more fighters, a lot more competition when I was a kid. Like, as I name some names.
Can you speak on that? All right. Can you speak on that too, though, real quick, though? Like,
I can speak on anything. I'm honest.
Like, because it seemed like when we was growing up, it seemed like boxing was like everybody wanted to box, everybody wanted to get in the gym, but it seemed like it's like the kids is like into technology. I don't know if it's a technology thing or what, like. But I see less fighters. I see less people on the basketball court and all that now. Like,
yeah, definitely. Definitely technology. You know, because when we was kids, we didn't have Xbox Live where I could play my homie right next door to me, play him basketball instead of going to the court and playing them. Of course, there's also the aspect of I was talking to my homie about this a couple times. It's bad because nowadays kids get expelled from fighting in school now. I think, yeah, they get expelled, whereas though they're looking at fighting like it's an extremely bad thing, like you're going to jail.
Yeah,
you know, growing up, you fight, get suspended for 3 days, come back to school.
Exactly.
You know, they're treating like fighting is a bad thing, but that's the reason why there's a lot of gun violence now, because a lot of kids don't know how to fight because they can't fight anymore. So that's why there's a lot of gun violence, and that's actually why I moved down here too, because I want to open up a gym down here, not a gym, but a facility where I can teach women and children how to defend themselves. I don't want to teach nobody how to box professionally. I don't really want to, but I want to give my talent or my that's my way of giving back, and just teaching people how to defend themselves. And I think that's going to cut some of the gun violence out.
That make perfect. That's crazy. You could speak a little bit on that, because that's crazy right there. I foolish. I never even looked at it like that, like as the fighting in the school. I've never even looked at it at that perspective. Not one time though, bro. So you broke something down to me right now.
I was talking to my sister. My sister is 20 years old now, but when she was in high school, I say like when kids get, said she got to a fight, but somebody she know got into a fight and they got expelled. I said, expelled for a fight? I said, they got to go to Boone somewhere now. I said, damn, for a fight? That's crazy. He was a fighting king. I went to King. It was a fighting king every day. It was a fight every day. But, you know, that's why we was raised different, you know. When I was in elementary school, the teacher used to hit kids with their rulers.
Right.
My homie got fucked up with a ruler, a yardstick. Of course, they can't do that now, but we were just raised tougher. You know, these kids nowadays, they're more harbored, man. Like, they call it DHS for whooping your child now. You go to jail for beating your child. So, time's different.
Right.
That's the reason why a lot of kids ain't boxing no more, because they scared of getting hit, scared of contact.
Definitely. So all right, you come back. So when do you turn pro? When do you turn pro?
I turned pro as soon as I turned 18. So my birthday was March 16th. My birthday just passed again. As soon as I turned pro, I signed the papers the next day. So what happened was, my very last tournament that I fought in a tournament to get me to the Olympic trials, to the Olympic team, 2004. I fought a tournament called the Eastern Trials in the Poconos. Now, that was my first, it's what you call open. When you turn 17, 18, you become open class, so you fight people from 17 to however old they are. There's no more age group, just the weight class. So that was the first tournament I was able to fight in to make a tournament team. So I won twice. I stopped the first guy I fought, and I fought the second time. No, I stopped the second guy I fought. And the third fight was in the bronze medalist round. And when I came out the first round, they came back to the corner and said the score was 12-4. And I looked at my dad, I started panicking. I looked at my dad and said, Dad, he didn't hit me 12 times. You know, I was like, I know, Kevin, I get that back. So the rest of the fight, the guy was running, hauling ass, and I'm trying to fight, try to get the points back. And so I ended up losing, long story short. And after that fight, I said, Dad, I don't want to do this no more. I can't do this amateur crap. Like, he didn't hit me that many times, so I can't do it. I want to turn pro. Which, looking back, honestly, was the worst decision I could have made. But at that time, the way I was feeling, man, I just wanted to go pro.
So can you tell, for somebody that's stuck in that position right now, like, can you tell them, break it down, like, what's the differences and why it was a bad decision, break it fully down, and what's the goods and the does not, why not to do it for a person that's in the same situation?
Well, me, personally, I wasn't mature enough to turn pro. Nowhere near. Because as I said, I was beating a lot of people in the amateurs off my skill and not off my work ethic. From professional to amateur, professionals, if you would notice, when you watch fights, a lot of those guys ain't got that much skill like that. But they're in shape. I had to learn that the hard way. So in that aspect, mentally, I wasn't ready for that aspect. And now, another thing is too, when you coming from amateur to professional, you want to get as much amateur experience as possible, so whereas though you don't have to do the work by yourself, as I did. So, meaning, my dad was my manager and trainer, so he had to go out and get the fights himself. So whereas though, if you were to go into another guy's hometown, you would have to knock him out in order to get a big victory in the early stages. Like, that's the God's honest truth. If you didn't knock him out, you were almost probably going to lose.
Yeah, yeah. No matter how many you did,
No matter, no matter what, no matter how bad you got, no matter how bad he didn't hit much, he didn't hit you, but you hit him. Doesn't matter. And I am living proof, believe it or not. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to tell everybody, man, if you can hold out as long as you can, man, hold out, man, get some more experience, get a promoter, get somebody that's going to look out for you, because the boxing game is very dirty, which in turn, if I ever have a son, he will not box.
So talk about, so you won't want your son? I see them hearts going up too, y'all. I see them hearts going up too. So listen, so if you have a son right now, you would change, like, not having box at all?
No, he's gonna learn how to fight. Just like my daughter sitting right here. My daughter sitting right, she won't leave me alone. Yeah. I have a 16-year-old daughter too. Amani, she's back in Philly. She used to get mad at me because I used to bring her to the gym. Like I told her, you're going to learn how to fight. You have no choice about that. You're Carmody. Where's my last name? You're Carmody. You're going to learn how to fight. Just in case. Now, my son, he's going to learn how to fight. I just don't want him to do it professionally. I don't try to take it past you being in the gym and learning what you're doing.
So what if he tell you, what if he wake up one day and say, Dad, this is what I love to do. I want your help. I want everything you can teach me. I need you right here with me. I can't do it without you. But this is what I want to do.
And I'm going to tell him, are you sure? And I'm like, listen, if my son really decides to do that, and if he has my skill level, I promise the world, I would tell anybody he's going to be the best. Because I'm going to, I love my dad to death, but I'm going to do everything a lot different. So I'm going to be there with them, training with them to show them the right way. If you want to be the best, this is what it takes to be the best. So I'm going to have the next Floyd Mayweather, if that would be the case.
Gotcha.
And hopefully, hopefully I work him so hard he's not going to like it. Hopefully.
So that's what you're aiming for?
That's what I'm aiming for. Yeah. Work so hard so he's going to like it. Well, if he do like it, he's going to be the best.
Yeah.
So, that's probably why I have no son right now. I'm making girls. But yeah, I mean, boxing is dirty, man.
So listen, so what made you, so what fight was it that you just said, like, I'm done with it, or like this ain't for me, or was it like tell me, like, the career that you had that made you, I'm done, or what? Like,
as far as I never really planned on retiring when I stopped. Yeah. So the way it happened, my last fight I lost because it got to the point where I was fighting just for the paycheck. I didn't really care about winning because I got to the point where I got robbed so many times. I'm like, man, I didn't really care. My last fight, it was in Atlantic City. So my people came. I really didn't care. I was just fighting just for my check. Once I realized that, I was like, you know what? I'm done for this.
Was you in shape? Was you like? Did you take it serious? All right.
I was in shape enough. I just didn't care. I just went in the fight like I wasn't focused. I just whatever. I was fighting. I didn't really fight to win, honestly. I mean, I'm going to fight to do my. I mean, I'm doing look good, but I didn't really care about winning. Yeah. See, when you got that passion, we got the hunger is fighting. So you gotta flip a switch in your mind to try to not kill him, but you may try to hurt that motherfucker. I wasn't in that mindset. I was in a mindset, but man, I'm just doing enough, man, just to get me out of this joint, man, just give me my check and I'm done. So again, after that fight, I came to realize that I'm like, you know what? I'm taking a break. So me and my ex, we moved in together. She graduated college, and then we moved in together. Then I got a good job. Then I'll come back next year. Next year turns to another year. Then turns to another 2 years. Then it's like, by the time I'm like almost like what 28, 29, I'm like, man, I'm done. Because every time I want to come back, something just happened. I'm like, I'm done.
But boxing already, they already making it to like you can almost like be a little bit older and still box now.
Yeah, like right now, I can come back I'm 35 years old. I just turned 35. But people, because as I said, I turned pro at 18, so a lot of promoters didn't realize how old I was. They're like, okay, you're still young. I was like 30. They're like, can you come back? Yeah. I'm like, remember, I used to fight at between 130, 135. Even right now, I'm 200 pounds right now. Like my whole mindset changed now because when you're boxing from 9 years old to let's say 25 straight, there's no breaks in boxing. So therefore, I was always dieting. I was always running. I was always in shape. So now I'm at that aspect where I'm eating whatever I want. I don't feel like going back now. I don't feel like going back to dieting. It's hard. I know what your food feel like now. I don't want to feel like dieting, eating salads and fucking apples. I don't want to.
Yeah. Life is good.
That's
good.
The hardest thing about coming back because I would go back to the gym. I would literally, like, if I was in Philly, I go see my dad. I'm like, hey, what's up, Dad? I come to that gym. What's up, Cat? You can't do it on I would get in the ring with a suit on.
Yeah.
Like, everybody would know me. I would get in the ring like this.
Yeah.
I don't care. I love fighting. I love fighting. I love it. You know what I mean?
So what do you think about like far like the CT what's that thing called CTC or CTE thing, like the brain thing that they say like too much trauma in your brain affects you, that the football players are getting and everything now that they discovering in boxers and do you think that's like a big role? Like, do you think about that? Like too much blow to the head? Like
it is. It just depends. I mean, everybody's different. Like, as I hate to put them out there, but if you notice how the Mexicans fight, they fight their way of blocking is with the top of their heads. Because the top of your head is the hardest part of your body. That's how they block. Now, some people look at it as trauma, but some other people they're fine. But what they started doing now, like my last couple of fights, what they do is they test you before and after. Like like they make sure you're fine. They do a damn good. You there?
Yeah, no, you freezing. Hold on.
Yeah. You froze on my screen.
Yeah, hold on real quick. Let me see. I'll freeze real quick. Yeah, got you. I got you.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, so they do a damn good job with making sure that you're fine. Like if you get knocked out, you can't fight for 90 days. Period. They suspend you for 90 days.
So if you get knocked out, you can't, or not even if you're unconscious knocked out, you just get knocked out, you just can't fight for 90 days.
No. If you get stopped, that's the difference. Depending on how you got stopped, then you'll probably get like a 30-day suspension. If you get knocked out, like clean out, you can't fight for 90 days. So, as I said, they do a good job of monitoring it. Like, of course, you'll never see people like to use the term Muhammad Ali, because he's not shaking and he's messed up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, his Parkinson's came from a reason other than boxing. And plus, he was off for fights. He was like 45 years old.
That too.
I mean, he added to his trauma. But at the end of the day, you don't see a lot of boxers out here punch drunk anymore.
But they also say they said he started. They knew a lot of his fighters. I mean, coaches knew that he wasn't in good shape, but he had to start fighting for the check. He had to keep on fighting for the bread. And they were saying like, as a legend as he was, he should never had to been fighting for that bread, like, or in financial debt. Messed up like that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing about boxing too, what a lot of people got to realize, unlike football, baseball, football or basketball, you don't have to go to college to turn pro. So a lot of these boxers, they some of them high school dropouts, they're not really that educated. As you see, Floyd Mayweather can't even fucking read. Unfortunately, that is the downside of boxing, that you don't have to go to school, which is a shame because they make that money, they don't know what to do with it. They either lose their money doing stupid things, or they get jerked with their contract. Mike Tyson, Don King. You don't go smart. But that's where you gotta have the right people around you to guide you, basically. Because even me, I mean, when I first turned, like, there's a lot of things that I would have did different what I know now when I was a kid. I trusted my father with everything. And unfortunately, my dad, I was his first professional fighter, so it was a lot of things that he didn't know. It's a lot. I got a lot of stories where we got jerked, and we should know better. We should listen to other people, and we should know better.
So, do you think, or as a fighter, like your position, like you trusted your father? Do you think it was up to you to go find the proper help, or was it up for him to look for that proper help?
I mean, honestly, me, because I'm a fighter. It's my career.
Right.
And that's where I didn't look at it back then. I didn't look at, this is my career, this is my life. I should be dictating what's going on. That's the mistakes that a lot of young fighters have, especially with fighters that let their dad run it. Because their father look at it like, I know better. I know, like, at the end of the day, this is my career. I'm telling you what's going on, not the other way around. My dad used to tell me, what I'm doing or how many tickets I'm doing. Like, he used to dictate a lot. And being as though that was my father, not saying I was scared of him back then, but I respected him, I would say, but it's just, I let him control
it. It's like a father relationship. I'm always respect my father. Like, I'm never going to question my father. That's like, I know.
But then when I was thinking about coming back, it was funny because I was thinking about coming back to boxing when I was like 30. And I was telling him, if I come back, a lot of things is going to be different. Like, this is what I want to do. So whereas though he was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, Dad, in order for this to happen, that's what says. I wanted my other homie that's a trainer now, Lamar Smith. I wanted Marty to be in my corner. And he said, well, I don't want Marty in the corner with me. I'm like, Dad, that's what I want to happen. So if I come back, Marty's going to be my corner. He's going to be the second. You're going to be the trainer. He didn't wasn't really feeling that, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's my career. You either jump on it or you mean.
So if he's okay that, do you think you would have jumped back in the ring?
It'd have been easier for me, yeah.
Gotcha.
But turmoil that, and then I'm already lazy at heart sometimes, like a lot of you. Yeah. So it was like, man, fuck it ain't meant to be.
No, boxing is a hard sport. Like I think everybody knew that. Like the work ethic, you got to really put out the box. Like the mindset, the training, the eating. That shit ain't no regular thing, man. Like some basketball players can do everything they want to do all week, then get on the basketball court and still have a good game. Jordan played basketball with a flu, like, you know what I'm saying? But boxing, it takes a whole lot more than that. I think everybody know that, like, everybody, like.
And the biggest thing with boxing and other sports is just you and him. You don't have a team to help you out. So whereas if Jordan was sick, he can lay back a couple plays because these other teammates can. You can't lay back. It's just you and him. And that's where, like I said, you could tell somebody's in shape and not, and that's where being in shape is that's the number one thing of boxing. They say boxing is 90%, well, not even 90% no mental and 10% physical. Like, it's all about your training. The fighting is the easy part. It's all about what you was doing in the gym beforehand.
Right.
That's why I don't like Floyd at all, but I respect him. Not at all. That could be a whole other subject we can dive into. Not at all.
Boxing, personality, or what? Like, why y'all got the hearts too when you say he ain't like the Floyd too? Y'all alive. They got all the hearts going.
I'm not a Floyd fan, man. Not at all, man. I respect him. I respect what he can do, his ability, what he can do, because he can fight and not barely get hit. I respect that as a fighter. But as a fan, watching that fight, no, watching shit is boring.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That shit is boring, number one. Number two, I don't respect him for who and what he does. He's an opportunist. Like, we can argue right now. If you're a Floyd fan, we're definitely going to argue right now. But if you ever notice, Floyd only don't fight nobody in their prime. The only fighter that he fought in his prime later on was Ricky Hatton.
But listen, that fight, do you think that's a good thing though? Like, is that a smart play? Like,
no. Mind you, that's the smartest thing ever.
Yeah,
that's
they gotta come to me.
He put himself in a position to do that, which is why I respect him. But as a fan and being as though we all talk shit in the game, there's not really much shit you could talk, like all that you being the best ever. No, not really. You ain't really fight nobody. How can you be the best ever when you fought everybody when it was convenient for you? Like, dude, his 50-second fight, you fought Andre Berto.
He said Floyd had picks. Floyd had
picks. I'm not calling a man a bitch or nothing, but I mean, he's opportunist. Yeah. Like, he fights people when it's beneficial for him. He didn't fight Pacquiao, but when he was on his up and coming, like when he was like really knocking niggas out when he first came in that higher weight. No, he waited 5 years later. He fought Shane Mosley 3 years after Shane wanted to fight him. He fought Oscar on his way out. He fought Canelo when he was 19 years old, 20 years old. He won't fight Canelo now because Canelo kill him.
Yeah.
So like, Conor McGregor, like he's a smart
I ain't like that. I ain't like that. But I guess I think it was more so they wanted to emerge both of the sports together to make a bigger bag. But it wasn't a good fight at all.
Honestly, if Floyd fights Jake Paul right now, I would call that man a bitch to his face. Like, you a pussy. You fighting Jake Paul. Really, a YouTuber. You're one of the best boxers ever. You're going to fight a YouTuber. Like, that would hurt the sport of boxing so much if you would do something like that. That's crazy.
ain't cool
You mean okay? Hey, Kylie. All right.
Motorsport Center for this. Yeah. Yo, I'll just read some comments. But
Oh, you
all
good.
right. So listen. So tell me, all right, what you thought about Mike Tyson and Rory fight?
That was good. That was good for the sport. I mean, honestly, what it did was it brought another venture in it. So now we got an old guy league now. Like whoever like retired boxers want to get back in there, they can find a way to make some money. I like it.
All right. Do you think? Would you like that until somebody get hurt, like type thing, like because it was to a point where they were saying Mike was holding Floyd up, like bro, he could have knocked Floyd down, like
yeah. I mean, my thing is you put yourself in that predicament. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're all fighters. They're all fighters. They know what they signed themselves up for. He know fighting Tyson is a chance that he can hurt me. It's a high chance he can hurt me. That's his fault. He took the fight.
I was watching interviews. He said like he ain't want to do it. He like
he should have did that. Because I like Roy is my favorite fighter ever. That's who I try to mimic myself as fighting. I love Roy Jones.
Yeah.
When he took that fight, I said, "This nigga stupid."
Nobody.
That nigga crazy. You fighting Tyson?
Hold on.
And your chin ain't holding up. He said 50.
You said nobody can't argue with 50-0 stick.
I saw that, man. I'm like, man, I like I said, I can't argue with Floyd fans, man. They don't know logic. They don't speak logic.
50-0, we come on. Listen. I like Floyd when he was like really swing, when he was like in the beginning prime, I felt like when he had something to prove.
Yeah, when he's fighting Diego Morales, like stuff like that, he would
I love it.
Toro Gotti beat his ass. He was younger. But my thing is, I don't have a problem the way Floyd fights now. I mean, as a fan, I don't want to watch it, but I don't have a problem the way he fights. I just have a problem with who he fights.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think it's really entertaining. I don't really think it's that much entertaining. And he said in the richest boxer. He said in the richest boxer too. 50-0. I'm just reading some comments so we can feedback off of it. We say no, just think throwing. No. Yeah, I typed that about a boy. So listen, so tell me some like you already was mentioned about all right, hold up. What about that Nate Robinson John though? Tell me about that before.
As far as what
about the Nate Robinson John?
I mean, honestly, I hate to say this, but I'm glad that happened. Show people you can't play boxing. You can't play with it. You can get hurt. Like, come on. I like that, because honestly, you have no idea, man, how many basketball players, football players used to come to the gym all the time. Man, I could do this.
Yeah.
No, you can't. I tell everybody all the time, man. I guarantee you cannot go one round in the ring at all. You can't.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit hard.
You cannot do it.
That shit hard. I ain't gonna lie.
You can't, man. It's a different aspect, man. Like, even people that be in shape, basketball player, I'm in shape. I can run 2 full courts in a row. Yeah. It's different with fighting, man. Your heart is racing. You're swinging. You're missing. It's a lot of stuff that's going in your mind.
They punching the wind out of you at the same time. Yeah, like
punching you in the stomach, punching you. You never got really hit in the face repeatedly for more than 2 minutes. Like, it's a lot. And when you don't know that, you think like you watch it like, oh, I could do that. I can fight. Nah, you can't play because you're gonna get hurt. Case in point. So when that happened, I don't like to say I loved it because he got hurt. I hope fortunately he's okay. But yeah, lets everybody know you can't play.
I just get the when the fight, but the fight got to be entertaining. It can't just be you put a sucker in there and he just want to fight. It got to be entertaining at least. Like if you want to talk crazy, like if you're gonna be the best ever, like let him fight somebody that's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy, like you know what I'm saying? That's it.
Let him fight somebody that's going to give him some competition. And that's why I took. Well, he's retired now, so whatever. But
listen, all right. He said he coming back. He said I heard that he coming back to fight Jake Paul brother or something. Like, is that true? You heard that?
Yeah, he's supposed to, but I mean, it was supposed to happen already. What about that? So I don't know if that. Like I said, if it happens, man, I would
Would you respect that fight?
For me. But hell no. Why would you? Like, you're fighting a person who's a YouTuber. He's not even a real professional fighter. Like, just keep it real with you, okay?
Yeah.
If we would have went out and said, I'm fighting Kevin Carmody next, niggas will look at him like, who?
Yeah.
Like, who, what? It's the same thing, but at least I'm a professional fighter, so I'm going to put up more of a fight than that nigga is.
Yeah. Like, you're a boxer for yeah.
I'll knock Jake Paul the fuck out.
Yeah.
Excuse me, baby. Yeah. Like that's corny to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know if it's a YouTube world like where they try to get the internet.
Nah, people trying to get paid. Floyd is all about money. Think about it. Jake Paul got 2 million followers.
Right.
When you put those followers, of course, if he comes to fight, let's just say half of those people that's following him is going to watch him fight. That's 1 million viewers. That's 1 million people paying to watch him fight. The promoter is going to make money. In turn, the promoter has to pay the fighters the money. That's the reason why they're trying to make this happen, because Floyd is all about money. Period. And that's going to draw a lot of people because of his followers. That's why that's why it sucks for boxers. You know, like how Nate Robinson and Logan Paul, how much they made, about what, $500,000 for that fight? I can't remember. It sucks because they can make that much money, but guys with 15 fights are making nowhere near that much. It's corny, but unfortunately, that's the way the game is. Viewers.
Right.
Why you tap me in?
I want to ask you, John. During every like segment, I tap somebody in like to get like a question in, far as like comments and everything like that, for the boxing and everything we just was talking about. So, B-Rock, I want you to ask like a question like that you think I ain't feel, or for the boxing, or what we just was talking about.
No, like I was doing that shit in the summertime, and I've been playing ball my whole life, and just stepping in that ring, like I'm gonna agree, like you just can't jump in that ring and think it's like basketball. It's not basketball. And I was just training. And you doing, like, I'm gonna honestly say, like I did one round for 3 minutes, just jabbing. That shit, it was painful, bro. It was painful.
Shoulder burning.
Your shoulder, like the back of my arm right here, was like burning. You know what I'm saying? So I was telling your brother and all them, like, yo, I actually threw up after that. I threw up after that. I threw up, yo. Like, it's really intense. You got the gym is super hot. You punching on the bags. Then in between that, like after you do like I did 12 rounds of just, training. So after you do the training rounds, you jumping rope, you punching in the bags, you might do some push-ups in between.
Crazy.
And it's you drench. So I did. It's real intense. Like it's real intense. So my thing is, I wanted to ask you this question. You look familiar. You went the king. He went the king with us.
Yeah. I graduated 03.
Yeah, you younger than me. I'm graduating 05, but yeah, you look familiar though.
You still was in the grade? Yeah, you still there? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hung with like my man Dante, Fat Don. The Don with the locks, as we call him now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my best friend. My best friend. That's all I hung with in school.
So I'm gonna ask you this though, as far as Randy, leave me alone, dog.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm gonna ask you this though. So obviously, your pop trained you coming up, similar like how Floyd got trained by his pop. What you think is kind of like the disadvantages of that?
That's a good one.
Trying to say, honestly, to me, there's no disadvantages. Because number one, you're going to have a camaraderie with your trainer because it's your father. You respect everything they're going to say.
Right.
The hardest thing for a trainer is for the fighter to respect them and do what they say.
Right.
So being his father and son, my dad would tell me, Kev, hey, step back to the hook. As soon as I hear him say that, step back, hook, I'm going to do everything he say to do. Whereas though, if I fight for somebody else, for example, it'd be like, all right, Kev, you dropping his head to the right. I'm like, he ain't really doing that. I don't trust that he saw what I saw. You're not going to trust it, so you're not going to do it. So therefore, you're not really getting the full aspect of your training because you don't trust him. Right. So father son, honestly, is the best thing. That's the best.
The best combination. You think that's the best combination?
the disadvantages though, I mean, for a trainer aspect is people, if let's just say if you're a trainer but you're training your son and that's your only fighter, people don't respect you as a trainer because everybody can train their sons. What happens when you train another kid that don't listen to you? How do you get him to listen to you? That you get more respect to train other people than your son. That's the only disadvantages as a trainer aspect. As a fighter, no. I have every advantage. That's why you ever see a lot of father-son combos. Roy Jones. Baby, I'm talking. I love you too. I'm sorry. As you see,
family first.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you for that.
Yeah, she will not leave me. Look, as soon as I'm on the phone, she will not leave my side. But Roy Jones, his father. Sean Porter, his father.
Floyd, his father. I'm gonna ask you that too because I'm about to go to somebody who Zay went to school with. Why you? Because a lot of people we hear about this particular fighter, he from our city. They feel like with his dad in his corner, he's not reading his pinnacle.
Please don't say what I think you're gonna say because I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't like lying. I think
that's what the live about. So I'm talking about Danny Garcia.
Danny Garcia. I
knew Zay was going to talk.
So why you think
that was Danny Garcia too, though? Shout out to Danny Garcia too.
Yeah. Why you think? Because I feel like he fought Matias, I think, on the Floyd undercard when he fought Matisse went on the Floyd undercard to Alvarez, and I feel like it was supposed to go up. It was supposed to go up from there. Why you think it never went up from there? Why you think?
He did go up from there technically because he won a belt.
Right.
He won a belt.
What I'm saying, why you think he never could he struggled with Sean Porter, he struggled with Porter, he struggled with Thurman, and then that Puerto Rican fighter he fought back there.
Yeah, he lost that damn fight.
Yeah, he definitely lost.
He definitely lost that damn fight. They gave it to him. Okay, this is my very honest answer, Danny. If you're watching this, if you see this, I love you to death. You know I love you, my young man.
We like you.
But the reason why Danny can't surpass a certain level, and I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. His father never trained him. His father wasn't his trainer at first. He trained at Harrogate. The white boys at Harrogate taught him how to fight, trained him. His dad didn't start training him until he got to a certain level in his pro career.
Oh, shit. I never even knew that.
No. Danny, the Angel I love Angel, my man. Angel's not a trainer. He never was a trainer.
Okay.
So that's why that's the reason why you gotta have a trainer in the ring, because when you get to a certain point, when a fighter gets to a point in the ring, he's fighting somebody, he don't really know what to do. That's what you look at your trainer for. Like, Dad, what I gotta do? Look, son, if he's jabbing you, he's jabbing you, keeping his hand low, jab, coming over the top of the right, anything. He don't know situational boxing, so whereas though now his advice to him, Danny, why are you backing up? Danny, you're stronger than him. You're macho than him. Why are you backing up? That's the only advice you can give him. That's not teaching him. That's not telling him what to do. You're just trying to hype him up. That shit don't work.
Right.
When you get to the championship level, that shit don't work. You gotta tell that man what to do. You can't do it. And honestly, I'm very, like I said, I love Danny. I'm very surprised he made it that far. Honestly.
Wow.
I'm very surprised he made it that far because anybody that know, Danny is great. He has a punch. That's the reason why he made it.
He's a fighter. He grew up in high school.
He got a nice punch. I think he got a nice counter punch. I think he got a nice counter punch. I think when I watch his fights, he studied his opponents the first couple rounds, and then he attacked. But I feel like that's like a disadvantage sometimes for him because if he's not knocking them cleanly out or he's not fully the aggressor, fully the aggressor.
I mean,
those top rounds don't really go to him.
Nah, I'm gonna take it back for you, man, because like I said, I know Danny. I got in the ring with Danny. Danny, like he's 5, he's a little bigger than me, but Danny, I know him, and it was times where I'm doing certain things to him when he first got signed with Golden Boy. And I used to tell my dad, like, damn, Dad, why is he signed with Golden Boy? Why are we by ourselves? I used to have questions because I was whatever. I don't like talking about my skill. A lot of people say it, but whatever. So.
No. Speak.
I don't like that. I don't talk about myself. I'll let people do that for me. Anybody that know me knows.
But you gotta speak your truth for the ones who don't know you.
Don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's all we say.
Honestly, man, I'm not that guy, man. I'm gonna keep real with y'all. I'm not that guy, man. Like, I'm not. Because I don't like bragging, boasting. I'm not that dude. I'm not. But as I said, What I can say was there was times when I was getting over on Danny. Danny, to me, all he has is a left hook. I'm a very smart fighter. You can't beat me throwing a left hook. I don't give a fuck how big you are. So again, when he fought guys like who the fuck he got? Who's the guy he knocked out? What was his name now? The guy from London.
From London? Randy might know. Randy, your brother definitely going.
I know. He gonna say.
What's the name? Oh my goodness! But whatever.
Who the boy knocked out, Randy?
From London.
The book.
He gonna say
something.
Hold on, man. It's pissing me off. I gotta know this. I can't think of this name.
I got one question too. Another question too. I want to ask.
Go ahead.
My man said American.
Yeah, he did. American. There we go. Bam. Now, when he fought American, as you see, he was getting his ass whooped. Danny was getting that ass whooped.
They want me to get off the lie so bad. They want so much controversy. They say this Joe born. They want. Everything they will always do.
They want to grow. Go on.
All right, look. Well, I'm gonna make it more entertaining. I can make it more entertaining, but after this, hold on. So when he was getting his ass by American, what did he do? Close his eyes, threw that left foot, look back up. American was on the ground. So what I'm saying to you is that Danny has a hard time with guys that can box.
I got you.
Boxers, he has a very hard time. When he got guys that can fight, like Batista, for example, he's telling me for that because Batista comes straight forward. Therefore, you can line him with that left foot. No, he whooped Batista ass. You know, certain fighters is going to be tailor-made for Danny. Like fighting Keith Thurman. I know he can't beat Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's a boxer. He's going to run from him all day.
Right.
You know, like Danny is not. He doesn't fare well with boxers. We know that. I know that.
I got a question for you though, Zay. This and this pertain to boxing. You know, when you did your little stint, you know what I'm saying, where you did your stint at, I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of fights and all like that. Did you feel like did you feel like a lot of them bulls could have made it? Or...
listen. I honestly, for real, once I start working out and at my jail, you know, I was 18. So you gotta understand, like, it was a lot of older guys coming up to me like, yo, you should box. Like, yo, you got this much time to do. 5 years, you got 5 years to do. Non-stop. And you know, in jail, it's not like this what you do. Like, people on the street, they distracted. Like, they distracted with life responsibilities. They said in 5 years, you would make up to 10, 15 years what people was doing on the street. So they said, if you really boxing here, you really would you can really come something, right? But you know, I never, we four in a block, but I didn't think about boxing. But the thing was, they had a lot of old fights up there. So I would see Bernard Hopkins fighting his fights in jail. This shit come on TV, like the shit in jail. But right when I got there, they shut that shit down. So it's like there was no more boxing where you could go to jail, because before you could go to jail to go box other people. Yeah. Right when I got there, they stopped all that stuff like that, because people would go start sneaking stuff in. Like, people would start being problems. Like, you can go see your op there and stab your op up in the joint. Like, it would start being too much stuff, so they shut it all down. But I thought about that but I seen a lot of fights on TV. The joint I did see, was crazy. And I think they really could, but I didn't know their situation. I don't know if that person had life in jail, but I seen Narb get beat up on a couple of them joints. Couple of them joint fights. I seen Narb get beat up. I seen his manager, Muslim boy, fat chubby guy, right on one side, whatever. Every time one thing, I just see it. I seen him get cooked sometimes too. A lot of them could have been crazy. I'm saying a lot of them.
Man, this my last question for you.
Okay.
Man, why you think it's not like, you know how in the inner cities they kind of like promote more football and basketball and all like that? Why you don't think they have more boxing gyms in these recreation centers or these facilities that can kind of like, you know, in the inner city, we got a lot of anger, you know, poverty, everything that's going on. We got a lot of anger in our cities. So you don't think it's wise that to put these kids in the ring, to train them for the mental aspect for boxing? Because I feel like boxing is all mental. You know what I'm saying? If you can get through a round of training, or if you can get through training, period, in a boxing gym, who knows what you could become in life. So I want to ask you, why you think they don't have a lot of these facilities or in the recreation centers like a ring? Because I know West Oak Lane, or pretty much back our way, it was Waterview. They had a boxing gym up there.
Yeah, they
You know
did.
what I'm saying? And I don't know too many, other gyms like that where you know
Lonnie Young
it's a
and all that
Lonnie
stuff.
Young,
Lonnie Young, Waterview.
Waterview.
That's pretty much it around.
Yeah, that
around
was pretty
there.
much it around there. Why you don't think they got? Why you don't think they kind of make that like a priority?
For the main
Uptown,
reason,
though, because we go to other little joints, they got boxing gyms everywhere. It's just like
Right.
it's just
North
like
Philly, all in North Philly,
yeah.
they all in
Uptown
North Philly.
is not like
Honestly,
that.
the biggest reason is because they think it's violent. Honestly, even when I talk to people, moms,
my fault.
little kids,
Happy
mothers.
Hollow got a joint too. Happy Hollow.
Oh, Happy Hollow, yeah, shit, I forgot about that. Damn, Happy Hollow. But like honestly, yo, if you talk to kids, like talk to their moms, they look at it as like this violence. Oh my God, well now it's too violent and everything like that. Like my son already has a temper and it's gonna get worse. And I used to tell him all the time, honestly, it's gonna sound bad, but I was very young, but I had a temper. I was fighting every day. Like my father, my dad's Irish, so I didn't think he's crazy. So of course that got into me, but I don't know, something's wrong with me. And I used to try to tell everybody, ever since I started boxing, I swear to God, I don't fight. I've probably been 2 fights after 9 years old my whole life, probably after that. Like I don't want to, like when you start fighting, you literally don't want to fight. No, I don't want to fight you, like unless I have to, of course. But other than that, like nah. Like, I fight every day in the gym. I don't like fighting out here, but your whole mindset changes. Like you like, man, I'm chilling, man. I'm good, man. I don't fight nobody. So if you got an attitude, of course, I mean, people are different, but for the most part, it's going to calm a lot of people down because it's discipline. Right. That's the biggest thing. It's like people going to karate. It's discipline. That's all it is. Right. You respect your trainer and respect the fact that you don't fight out here in the streets unless you have to. Right.
So you being boxing coming up, your dad trained you all like that. Did anybody ever like test you and you like in your mind said like, nigga, I'll fuck you up right now? Like you don't even know it. Like you don't even dig it because you just don't know what anybody. You don't know if somebody got a gun on them. You don't know what you don't know if they know how to fight. So how did you ever have to kind of like maintain that mind frame? Like, yo, I'm not even gonna put my hands on this person right now because of my skills. Well, I'm going to say 2 aspects. When I was in high school, I ain't gonna lie, there was times where I used to like, I want somebody to test me right. I feel like fighting. You being a kid, I want to show because I was at a point where I wanted to show off because when I went to King, of course everybody knew who I was because my gym was around the corner. But a lot of people know about me, but never really saw me fight. Right. So I wanted to show off. I'm like, man, I wait somebody to say something. I'm gonna knock someone, I'm gonna beat somebody the fuck up and show off. But then when times like that came about, I'm like, man, go ahead, yo. Like, are you good? Whatever you say. But now as an adult, honestly, growing up like in my professional, like my early 20s, I used to get ridiculed a lot because they called me a cornball because I never went to clubs. Number one, I don't smoke and I don't drink. So going to clubs, I went to one club my whole life. The only club I've ever been to my whole life to this day. It was somewhere down Delaware Avenue. I got tried 3 times in one fucking club. Swear to God, like, if you see me, I'm not that big of a guy. I'm only 5'7", and at that time I was like 145, 50 pounds soaking wet. So I was standing in the middle like of the aisle, like standing watching everybody dance. I like to dance. Standing watching everybody dance, and I got bumped like hard as shit, like a couple times. Boom. And I turn around like, what's up? They're like, what's up, little nigga? I'm like, and I look at him like, you gotta go ahead, man. Because in my mind, like, I don't think I could beat everybody, but I'm not scared of no fucking body. But in my mind, if I fuck you up, you like 6'2". If I whoop your ass, I gotta worry about leaving there and shooting at you. Because that's what I know what's gonna happen. If I beat you, you're gonna be embarrassed that you got your ass by this little nigga. Now I gotta worry about getting shot. So that was my mentality as I got older. That's why I stopped fighting, because I'm not fighting for no reason getting shot at. That's just when I. So I think that's basically the question. I'm just more worried about life. Again, that's why I moved out of Philly now, so I can get away from that. Because like I even as a 32-year-old, me and my friend used to laugh at my dad all the time. 'Cause my dad like 5'11". I'd be like, yo, I go to the supermarket, try the supermarkets now. Like in Philly, like I be standing there, motherfuckers be looking at me like I be like me trying to chump me or something. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I get the fuck out. They be laughing, yo. I be like, yo, Dad, I'm dead serious. They be trying. I think I have a little man's complex, but now people be trying me. But yeah. So honestly, how I look at it is, I don't want to hurt nobody. That's where it boils down to. Not saying that I can hurt everybody. I just don't want to hurt nobody. Period. Yeah. But yeah. But now, but yeah. As far as boxing, like,
I mean, I got stories about people, like guys, but yeah.
But tell me, all right, tell me, but did you ever win a belt before?
No, I fought for one belt. Well, professional wise, I fought for one belt when I was in Detroit. I fought a guy named Vernon Paris. I lost, but come to find out, he was on performance enhancing drugs. Now, as I was fighting, it's actually on my Facebook.
They didn't give you the belt for that?
No, they didn't. I mean, they should have technically, but it was a small, like a little dumb belt, basically. So it really didn't matter. It would have been nice to say that I got a belt. Yeah, give me that shit. But I didn't really care. I probably could have, but I didn't really care about it. But yeah, so I'm hitting this nigga. I'm like, yo, boom. I'm like, Dad, this thing ain't going nowhere. He just bouncing off.
So you
like,
already
hard. Like I ain't never thought that hard in my life. I'm like, wait, like, damn. He just bouncing, taking. I'm like, this nigga walking through my. I'm like, nothing I can do.
That's crazy. Yo. I don't know why they didn't get it. That's crazy. But
yeah, so I fought my hardest. Well, not hard. I didn't say my hardest fight, but my most famous person I ever fought was a guy named Victor Ortiz. Most of y'all probably know who he is. He's the guy that Floyd Mayweather. I mean, that Floyd Mayweather knocked out when he's played to the referee. He headbutted him, and he kept saying, "Sorry, Floyd hit him." Yeah, I fought him. That's actually that's on my Facebook too. A couple clips from that fight. Now him, I was embarrassing the hell out of him for the most part. The only thing about him is, I can be honest with you, he punches very hard. That's one thing I can tell you. Huh?
They said he did. They said he do.
Yeah. He punches very hard. We fought early in our careers, but I fought him my second time going to Vegas. Yeah, he's another one walks through some punches. I heard him one time, but
so y'all fought in Vegas?
Yeah.
Y'all fought that one in Vegas?
Yeah. And Laughing, Nevada. It's like right outside of Vegas, basically. But that's crazy. That was probably one of my hardest fights. I'm like, this nigga, man, he can fight.
So hold up, how long ago was that though?
I had to be about 22, I think.
Oh, so did you leave that fight like, yo, you like, yo, he gonna be somebody special? He's special right here?
No, honestly, because not really. Because as I said, the problem with me was like I'm very modest. I don't look at my talent like I'm that good. So whereas when I fought, I'm like, no, I was hitting him with everything I threw. I just couldn't hurt him. I wasn't. I wasn't a very hard puncher. I can be honest. I wasn't a knockout artist. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm hitting this man with everything. Like I'm embarrassed. Like I can send you that clip too. It was on my Facebook.
I definitely send me the clip. Definitely send me the clip.
It's not on Instagram now. But yeah, so I'm hitting this nigga with everything. I just couldn't hurt him. So I'm like, man, he's gonna be all right. So then when he fought Floyd, I'm like, yo, Floyd gonna beat this guy, yo. Because if I was hitting this nigga with some shit, I'm pretty sure. And there you go.
Did you like the fight though? Did you like the fight? Did you like the fight? Or the headbutt shit?
I thought Victor was doing a damn good job at first. He was doing a damn good job. He just got caught in respect too much. Like, nah, say you niggas sorry, you good one time left. That's it. Fuck him. Because like I guess that's the Philly in this joke. Hey, but the nigga, fuck him. I'm sorry, baby, but that's why do something dirty to me. Man. I'm punch you back somewhere. That's my thing. Yeah.
All right. So tell me, I know you're telling me some things you're trying to get accomplished out there before we get up out of it. Tell me some things like you working on now and everything like that you want like the people know, or even some things that we didn't touch on that you want the people to know. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
or some things that you're trying to accomplish or something that you got your goals on.
I'm sorry. The biggest thing right now in my life, man, I'm about to get married next month. So that's taking a lot of. Thank you. That's taking a lot of my energy and focus right now, and my money. that aspect. So after April, I'm getting married April 17th. So after that day, get back from my honeymoon. Then I'm focused on like I said, I'm looking to open up a facility out here. Like I said, to teach women and kids how to fight. Personally, when I first moved out here, I talked to a trainer out here. I told my dad about it. I was like, yo, Dad, I mean, I can make some money out here in Raleigh, in North Carolina. These niggas out here can't really fight like that. And I mean, I was looking for a reason to come back fighting. I love fighting, but.
So is there anybody like say if you was investors, because I'm supposed to deal with this, I got this investor that's supposed to be coming on the show soon too. So it's like investors, like if somebody wanted to invest into that, like how could they contact you or something like that?
I mean, it's in North Carolina. I mean, I'm somebody out here. I mean, either get on my Instagram, which is Mr. _ Carmody, or my Facebook, Kevin Carmody Jr. I mean, now I can be honest, I'm not a big social media person, which is why I don't have a lot of pictures. I don't like taking pictures like that.
Yeah.
Me and my fiance get into all the time. Can't take some more pictures. That's not really my thing. But I got it. I mean, I had publicists before. When I was coming back, after I retired, I was actually about to really come back and fight. I had a fight coming up at one time. Excuse me. I had a fight coming up, but then the fight card, they trashed the fight or whatever. But I had paid for 2 publicists. So they told me I had to start being more active on social media. That's the new wave now.
I know. Yeah,
that's I was fighting YouTube. Nothing was really popping like that when I was start fighting. That's why I have a lot of fights on YouTube. But the biggest thing, like right now, if I was to get serious about it, I would start putting more content up. Even me running, me hitting the bag or whatever. I actually may start doing that now, because I was just never that guy like to show off and do stuff. I need to start though.
you got.
I see a lot of these guys, like, you know, like my homie Dynamite. He doing fucking marriage boot camp and that I Love Hip Hop shit now. And him twice. Yes. Okay, go get some juice. Go to the refrigerator, get some juice. Yeah, like him, I fought him twice. I fought Bear. I fought like their cousin Bear. So we all came up together.
It's crazy. Yeah. So shout out before we get out, shout out your Instagram and shout out where they can contact you at and everything like that too though.
All right. Again, my Instagram name is Mr. _ Carmody, CARMODY, which is my last name. That my Facebook, Kevin Carmody Jr. Don't do Kevin Carmody because you'll get my fat ass dad. Light skin. So put Junior in there. That's the biggest way the easiest way to get in contact with me, honestly. As I said, I'm going to start posting more things. I know I have to. But like I said, this whole thing with this being this marriage and this little girl taking up my time.
No doubt.
I'm family a family man now, man.
Family first. Family first.
I'm a family man now. You know. But no, I'm gonna start getting back into social media, and I'm following you now, so we gonna start hitting back out. I'm gonna start going to the gym out here. I'm gonna start putting stuff at the gym out here, honestly.
For sure. For I would like, you know, I do a little vesting shit too, like, so that gym idea shit that you was talking about, I'm like a little interested into that. We're gonna talk more about that behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we already linked up, so I just appreciate you tapping in. You know, we're gonna look forward to the more shit you got coming up, and you know, me and you gonna holler at each other behind the scenes. You hear me? All right.
I got you, B. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Give my guys some hearts up before we roll out too. I see y'all giving them hearts up. All right, my G. I appreciate you.